So this episode marks the end of Monkey D. Luffy by the end of episode 8. It also marks the final time we'll get the One Piece opening, Hope, performed by Nami Amuro. So next week we've got a brand new One Piece opening 21. I believe the band is going to be performed by V6. The song, I believe, is also going to be called Superpowers, so I hope it's going to be a super opening to follow suit what's been a pretty decent opening for the past year. In fact, it's been well over just about a year since we last got it introduced with the Luffy versus Sanji 1 hour special. Yeah, so the reason why this is a big talking point is because obviously Nami Amuro's pretty much retired at this point. This is the last contributions to the One Piece anime that she's going to have, so it's a pretty significant deal. Perform the ending song to the episode of Sorajima, or the episode of Skypiea, the ending, to commemorate her contributions. They even included her in anime capacity with a crossover with the Straw Hats as a way of honoring her contributions to, I guess, One Piece. She also performed the opening fight together. So when it comes to the current One Piece opening, because of how mellow it is compared to the previous One Piece openings we've been getting. But either way, it fit the circumstances around the current position of that arc when it comes to Luffy versus Sanji. And like I said, this is going to be the last time we hear Nami Amuro when it comes to like One Piece. It's pretty much the way of Luffy, I guess, having a hard time against Katakuri, and I guess the round 1 goes to Katakuri. Notice how I'm saying round 1, because even if you don't read the manga, it's kind of obvious that Luffy's going to bust out of the walls. He's being suffocated by Katakuri by the end of this episode. In fact, the part of the episode title next week is Luffy's anger awakening. Gee, I wonder what that could mean. So yeah, either way though, they did do a commemorable job of focusing the attention pretty much on Luffy versus Katakuri most of the entire episode, and I guess it makes that the cliffhanger being more in comparison to the manga. 80% of this episode was focused on the mirror war between Luffy and Katakuri. In fact, they did not even highlight Brûlé or the father that's in the mirror war. They focused on Luffy, Katakuri, which is good. They did go other places as well. So we start off with, I guess, Katakuri trying to land the mole or the trident on Luffy. He dodges it like we thought he would. There's one point where he comes down to the wall. Luffy grabs a hold of his neck and gets it out of the way. So if he wasn't made out of rubber, that could end badly. So there's one point where, I guess, where Katakuri uses future sight observation haki to prevent it. Luffy would come up in the air. He springs up kind of like Bellamy, and then Katakuri appears right beside Luffy from above, kicks him into the ground, which reminds me of what happened with Doflamingo when he used overheat. You see Luffy dodge, and then you got Doflamingo. You let your guard down, Mugiwara. Kind of the same thing here, although Katakuri is less cockier than Doflamingo was. Although you have to be a cocky son of a bitch to actually state that, oh, I'm late for my merienda. If you don't want to know what a merienda is, it's pretty much another way of stating breakfast or brunch. It's like croissants you would normally have at breakfast. So just a fancier way of saying it, I guess. The difference between Katakuri and the rest of the crew is Katakuri isn't an idiot and he doesn't underestimate Luffy, which is a complete contradiction of Mont Deux when we go across other places of Whole Cake Island. So that was kind of cool. There's one point where Katakuri was actually going to stab Luffy, and he was being grabbed a hold of by his mole. Luffy kind of points out that using using haki isn't working against Katakuri, and without haki, I can't defeat him. So, like I said, Luffy's going to have to do something new or just go into the Gear 4 because it's not working. And there's one part where Luffy's actually dodging. Katakuri actually gets ticked off by this, like, oh, this is troublesome now because the way he's dodging. So, if Luffy knew how to predict Katakuri's movements, he put Katakuri even more in trouble, which is probably why he needs Gear 4 right now. There's a point where Katakuri holds Luffy, and he holds him down. He's going to stab him with the trident. He punches the ground and actually to gain some distance, and he actually grabs the whole. Well, first off, he blocks the trident with his feet, and then he punches the ground to get away from Katakuri. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then you got Luffy saying, "Oh, I found a way to touch your trident, your mole." It's kind of like similar how to Goku reacted when against Beerus when he got flicked in the forehead, so he wanted to retaliate and do the same thing to Beerus. So same thing here with Luffy. Meanwhile, you go other places. Like I said, we go to Mont Deux, and I guess Tamago and I guess Peckham's, who's crying all over the place because he's found out that Pedro sacrificed himself to the Straw Hats. Again, what's going to be Peckham's role from this? This is the key way of highlighting like loose ends. For instance, like Peckham's is kind of like Tom because at one point he's loyal to Big Mom and his subordinates, but at the same time he values the friendship he had with Pedro, so that has to have a payoff at some point. Peckham's he thanks Sanji and Co for helping the Minx out in Zoe, so I don't think that's going to go unchecked. I think Peckham's is going to do something. You got Mondor saying, "Who cares?" About what Pedro did, and then you got Tamago saying something pretty intelligent, like, "Yo, we've been underestimating the Straw Hats through this entire ordeal, and now we've underestimated Luffy." And you got Mondor saying, "Oh, are you saying that Luffy's going to defeat Big Mom?" And it's like, are you saying that Luffy isn't close to Big Mom's level? Which is kind of accurate because it pretty much backs up what Katakuri says. Like, the reason why he's like stepping up because he said, if I don't deal with you now, you'll become a threat to Big Mom in the future. So Tamago's being the same way. He's like, yo, we've been careless in this whole ordeal. We've been underestimating the Straw Hats, which I've been saying over and over again. Mondor's getting pissed off because he realizes it's the truth, but in my opinion, he's the inadequate member of the Big Mom Pirates, in my opinion. And this is one of the reasons why, because he should be smart enough to realize, okay, this is not all coincidence. You got Tamago saying, you think this is happening all by chance? Things have been going downhill ever since the Straw Hats infiltrated Whole Cake Island, so it's not a coincidence that bad things are happening ever. So we go over to, I guess, where Capone is, and I believe it's Charlotte Custard that's chasing him with the live cannonballs. The fact that Capone's still there, I think it was Chiffon that said to just take Pets and just go, because the baby, because obviously I'm going to be staying here to help out the Straw Hats. I think that's going to have some payoff too with Capone, because he's not just going to leave his wife to like deal with this by himself, especially with the Big Mom Pirates in town. No, Capone, like, he was circling around and he went back in the opposite direction, so I think he's going to stick around too. So then we go into where the Vince spokes are, and I thought it was cool that did this, but they kind of wrapped that up with the father or the subordinates of Big Mom. I guess it's that one dude where I guess it was kind of confirmed we got the introduction of the Destructo disc in One Piece, because it had the same sound effects, but it was kind of cool seeing EGG get a chance to shine. The sound effects it gives is the same as the Destructo disc or the Kionzon from Dragon Ball with Krillin, but then it wraps around Ichiji like, I guess, the galactic donut of Gotenks, and then but Ichiji just busts out of there. I mean, it's like it's night and day between the power scaling. You got DG taking care of business elsewhere. It's like this is a joke. So, and then hacked into the communication system with one of the subordinates had, because Mondo was completely convinced that Vinceburg's been wiped out, like portraying this as the Big Mom Pirates that are talking to Mondo and company. This is Mondo completely underestimating his opponents, not just the Straw Hats. So they got the element of surprise. You got Reiju saying, "Oh, I guess Luffy and the others are okay," which kind of references, I think they're going to help out, because the EGG is pretty much in command at this point. He's like, "What should we do now?" He's like, "Let's set sail and get a ship and set sail." I think they're going to help out. Obviously, Judge is out of commission, so EGG is technically in command. So that's kind of cool. Maybe they'll back up Sanji. Speaking of which, Luffy has no backup in this fight whatsoever. All the mirrors on the Sunny are destroyed, so they can't help out. The only Straw Hat that can technically help out Luffy at this point, because obviously it's clear he needs it, but I don't. Obviously, they're not going to go that way. It has to remain one-on-one. But I'm just saying, the only Straw that can help out technically is Sanji, because there's the only chance of him going for a mirror. But Sanji's tied up with the cake with chiffon and pudding, so Sanji will help out at some point, because just because the mirrors on the Sunny are destroyed doesn't mean all the mirrors on the Whole Cake Island are destroyed. So I'm pretty sure Luffy's going to use that. It's obvious he's going to get back up into this fight. We go into the mirror world, back into the mirror world, and I guess Luffy's still restrained. He frees himself, and then this is where Katakuri kind of introduces like Devil Fruit Awakening, his Devil Fruit Awakening, and Luffy's thinking back to what Doflamingo said in Dressrosa. People have the power to advance their devil fruit abilities to the next stage. It's called Awakening. We saw that with the strings on Doflamingo. Same thing here with Katakuri. I'm pretty sure even Capone has an Awakening just because of the way his devil fruit works now. Like Katakuri's like, I'm running late, so I need to wrap this up. So he manipulates the ground to restrain Luffy, and I love the quote that Katakuri says even while he's doing this. He's like, I'm not underestimating you, Mugiwara. So he brings down other parts of the wall with the Awakening, stab you or suffocate you. He obviously opts to suffocate Luffy. That's pretty much how the episode ends, with Luffy trapped under a lot of weight. So, but if you see the preview, you know that Luffy actually bulks up. So maybe he's going to use Tank Man, because the last time he did that was against Cracker. Like I said, Luffy is by himself. This fight needs to remain 1v1, just to see how Luffy stacks up against the Yonko Commander. The difference between Katakuri and the rest of the Big Mom Pirates is, even at this point, Katakuri says he's not underestimating Luffy, but at the same time, to a certain extent, he kind of is, because he's walking away from Luffy thinking he's down and out. So I can't wait to see how things play itself out. Obviously, next week we got the new openings, so I can't wait to see that. I'm pretty sure something about Gear 4 Luffy will be revealed or spoiled. I guess same thing for Carrot. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. So let me know what you guys think about Nami and Moro's final contribution, because this is the last time we'll have her singing for One Piece. For that, let me know what you guys think down below. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Bye.